So everyone knows that rollups feel cheaper and faster, but they don't know what actually happens when they quick swap. Today, we're going to walk through the full life cycle of a rollup transaction, step by step, from your wallet to the sequencer to the batch to Ethereum and back. This is the user experience walkthrough, how a transaction moves through a rollup, how the sequencer handles it, how the batch is built, how the data is compressed, how it lands on Ethereum, and how it finalizes. By the end of this episode, you'll understand what's happening behind the scenes every time you use Layer 2. It starts in your wallet. You sign a transaction with your private key. The wallet formats it for the rollup. It includes your address, the call data for the action you want to perform, and the signature that proved you authorized it. The wallet sends the transaction to the rollup sequencer, not to Ethereum and not to miners, directly to the sequencer. The sequencer is the rollup's traffic controller. It receives thousands of transactions per second. It orders them, then executes them off the chain. And finally, it updates the rollup state. This is why rollups feel fast. The sequencer doesn't wait for Ethereum. It gives you an instant confirmation. Your transaction is now in the sequencer's mempool. It is executed and ready to be included in a batch. The sequencer groups transactions into a batch. Think of it as a block, but off-chain. The batch contains every transaction the sequencer executed during that window. This is where compression begins. The sequencer strips out repetition, shortens fields, aggregates signatures, encodes state diffs, and packs the transactions tightly. Everything you learned in the last episode happens right here. The goal is simple. Fit as many transactions as possible into the smallest possible footprint. Compression is the economic engine of a rollup. The sequencer compresses the batch, it compresses addresses, it compresses call data, it compresses signatures, it compresses state diffs, it compresses zeros, and it compresses repeated patterns. The result is a small, efficient data blob that represents thousands of transactions. This is the moment that matters. The sequencer posts the compressed batch to Ethereum. Before EIP 4844, this data lived in call data. Expensive and permanent, competing with every other transaction on Ethereum. After EIP 4844, the data goes into blobs. Temporary, cheaper, predictable, and designed explicitly for rollups. The sequencer pays for the blob. The blob is verified once. It is pruned after about 18 days, and the data is secured using KZG commitments. This is the anchor. This is how the rollup inherits Ethereum security. Once the batch is posted, the rollup state root is updated. This is the cryptographic fingerprint of the entire rollup. Optimistic rollups assume the batch is valid unless someone proves fraud. ZK rollups prove validity up front by using zero knowledge proofs. Either way, the rollup state is now anchored to Ethereum. Your transaction is now part of Ethereum's history. And finality depends on the rollup type. Optimistic rollups have a challenge window, usually 7 days. During that time, anyone can submit a fraud proof, and after that window closes, the batch is verified. ZK rollups finalize as soon as the proof is verified, usually minutes. Withdrawals follow the same rules. Optimistic withdrawals wait for the challenge window. ZK withdrawals finalize when the proof finalizes. And users never see any of this. They see a fast confirmation from the sequencer. They see low fees because of compression. They see predictable pricing because of blobs. And they see finality because of Ethereum. The UX is the surface. The rollup pipeline is the engine. This walkthrough shows the real value of rollups. They give users the speed off-chain execution. They give developers the flexibility of custom environments. And they give everyone the security of Ethereum.